Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make the Bluesy Bracelet. This cute asymmetrical bracelet will look great with denim. Let's take a look at the products and tools you'll need to make this sparkly bracelet. Okay, for this bracelet I will be using the 4mm gold Heishi spacer beads by TierraCast. I have a 6mm light sapphire shimmer Swarovski Crystal round beads, an 8mm Majestic blue Swarovski Crystal round beads, an 8mm light sapphire shimmer Pave bead. I have a 20mm Crystal AB Swarovski Crystal emerald cut sew-on stone. I've got a 16mm gold toggle clasp from TierraCast, and then I have gold-filled 2x2 crimps and 3.5x5 gold-filled crimp bead covers. And for my soft flex today, I'm using the 24 karat Gold Extreme Fine Soft Flex Beading Wire. For my tools, I will be using wire cutters and crimping pliers. So let's get started. Okay, so to start my bracelet, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my toggle ring to my soft flex. So I cut myself about a 7-inch piece of soft flex to make one side of my bracelet. So I string on a crimp bead, and then I string on the loop of the toggle clasp, take the soft flex and I go back through the crimp bead, and then I take my crimping pliers, and using the back notch first, I crimp one time and then I turn it and move to the front notch and crimp it one more time. And you always want to leave a little bit of room just so your soft flex has a little bit of room there around the toggle. So it's not too tight so it doesn't snap. So crimp it once, turn, go to the front notch and crimp it one more time. And I always like to do a third time for good measure myself. I always give it a little tug just to make sure it's nice and secure. Then taking your wire cutters, you're going to trim off your tail as close to the crimp bead as possible. And so I'm going to start stringing the Majestic blue and my Heishi spacers for the first part of my bracelet here. So I'm just going to get a little small pile to get going. Alright, and it's a pretty simple pattern to start off with. You just string on one round and one spacer. And you're going to repeat this for, you're going to be ending up adding 10 beads all together. And then we're going to add the Pave bead. So just keep stringing them up there. I really like how this blue looks so pretty with the gold. It's a really fun, bright blue color, especially for spring. So just keep stringing until I get almost to my Pave bead. And if you needed to make your bracelet shorter or longer, you could definitely add a few more beads on this side if you wanted to, since it is an asymmetrical design. You can definitely customize it to your length. All right, so I've got my last Heishi spacer. So I have all my Majestic blue. Now I'm going to add the Pave bead. It's kind of like a nice little focal there. Then I'm going to add one more spacer and then one more Majestic blue. And now I'm at the point where I'm going to add my sew-on stone. And this is the main reason that I decided to use the 24 karat gold soft flex, is because it's going to be going around the little holes on the side of the sew-on stone, and you'll be able to see it. And I just thought that the 24 karat soft flex would look a lot nicer around the sew-on stone than just the good old gray. So I go ahead and I add a crimp bead to my beading wire. I'm going to go through the hole on one side of the sew-on stone, take your beading wire and go back through your crimp bead and bring it down so it's snug. But you want to leave a little bit of room. Again, you don't want it to be too tight so that it snaps next to your sew-on stone. Very carefully, making sure not to get the corner of your sew-on stone in your crimping pliers. Crimp one time with the back notch, turn, and flip to the front notch and crimp one more time. Then third for good measure, just give it a little tug. It's nice and tight. Go ahead and trim your tail as close to the crimp bead as possible. And now we have one side of our bracelet done. So now I'm just going to do the other side. So for that, I already cut myself a 3-inch piece of the soft flex. So again, in the same fashion as I attached the soft flex to the one side of the sew-on stone, I'm going to go ahead and string on a crimp bead, go through the open hole on the sew-on, go back, bring the soft flex back through the crimping bead, and if a 3-inch piece of soft flex is like a little too short for you to work with, that's totally fine. You can always cut more. It's just this little beaded section is so short, it's only 1.5 inches. So I was just trying to conserve product. So go ahead in the same fashion. You crimp the back one time, you turn and flip and crimp the front 2 times. Give it a little tug, make sure it's nice and secure. Trim your tail again as close to the crimp bead as possible. And then I'm just going to go ahead and string the light Sapphire Shimmer. And I just have 5 of those beads. And then the little spacers. So you do 1 shimmer, 1 spacer, then you just repeat that 4 times for a total of 5 beads, ending with the sapphire round. Alright, here's my last bead. So now I am ready to add my toggle bar. So again, in the same fashion as I've done the other ends, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the crimp bead, go through the loop on the toggle bar, go back, bring the soft flex back through the crimp bead, pull it down, making sure there's a little bit of room but not too much. Again, take your crimping pliers and in the back notch, crimp 1 time. Turn and flip it and crimp in the front notch 1 more time. Oops. Make sure I get it in there. Keeps flipping on me here. There we go. Give it a little tug. Trim your tail. Alright, so my bracelet is basically done. All I need to do is add my crimp bead covers to all of my crimps. We're going to gently grab the crimp bead cover with the first notch, and then I'm going to go over, cover the crimp bead, and gently close it. Then I'm just going to repeat this process. Okay, as you can see, I went ahead and I finished adding my crimp covers to both of the beads next to the toggle clasp. So now my bracelet is finished and ready to wear. You can find all the products and tools for this inspiration design at fusionbeads.com.